taking three.
Going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your two?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. And I know you all know how much I love my Mogami, and it really goes without saying. It's my favorite ship so far, and probably, you know, in the game as a whole. But I have been having some terrible matches in it recently. Just awful. And this has been going on for days, actually. I still love the ship, it's still amazing, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, I finally got a good battle in it, and I was just so happy with the results and how it went that I really wanted to get up here, so that's what we're looking at today. You can see that I am on, what map is this? North? Yes, we're on North today, and it's just standard battle, right? More or less, cap the base or kill all the enemy. Do whatever you want, but I mean, they did add these changes here to the bases as well, like you do actually have points now, and it kind of works like domination. So we've got that going on. Wasn't really sure what the plan was, what the team was doing at all. I had no idea at all, so I was just going to where I knew where I wanted to go and where I was more comfortable, and that generally for me is going to be down on that east side in between those two larger land masses there. In that channel, that's where I usually like to stick and hang around when I'm in a cruiser or a destroyer. Generally speaking, unless the team is doing a really big push out to the west, I tend not to go over there too much. I've been sunk too many times in that direction. But the enemy team, they were pretty good as well, to be fair. I mean, there were a number of Tirpitzes. Yeah, I think that's how you pluralize that. There were Mogamis, there was an Amagi. That Amagi was really made me question a lot of things, like life and whatnot, while I was trying to do a push and support some of my teammates. But again, I mean, it's always this opening part of the battle I find so difficult. Never really know what to do, especially when the team isn't coordinated like this. I mean, that's something to be said about ranked battles, and what I really enjoy about ranked battles is that right away it seems that everyone is coordinating, well, in most matches. I mean, there are random people who won't want to coordinate at all, and that happens, but whatever. But I do enjoy that in most ranked battles. You see it, and it's nice because you know exactly where the team's going, what they want to do, as opposed to this where it's just kind of a lot of guesswork right now. But finally, it does kind of seem that the team is going to be focused on the east side, so we're in a pretty good location as it stands right now. I think that's the New Orleans over there in the background. We'll see more of him later, and you can see some of the battleships and cruisers that we have are starting to engage people on the immediate east. But I was more concerned with this channel in this area over here, because I can see I do have some ships coming in. Like there's the Amagi there was a Mogami as well. So I want to try to get some hits into them, see what I can do, and hopefully get some citadels, maybe. Bit of a drink. What else was going on? Yes, there was another player in this battle here that did really well as well, and we're actually going to see him shortly here. It's the Tirpitz driver. 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth person down, Tade, T-A-I-D, I think it was. He did really well, and we really supported each other going through the rest of this battle. Like, this early part here of this actual replay that I'm showing today is more of a foray, I guess, between us. I'm not really doing a whole lot of things. I'm just sort of denying the enemy this access to this channel right now, and that's really all I was focused on. I didn't want to go in there because look, there's that Amagi right there. I mean, I am shooting torpedoes off, and they are out of my distance. I think it was like 10.6 kilometers or something. But it was really, again, just to deny them the channel. There's no allies around. I don't have to worry about those hitting anyone, so no big deal. But then the Amagi starts firing into me. This is the same Amagi I was pointing out earlier. And yeah, so a little puckered at that point. But somehow managed to dodge the shots. And I only took one shot from that Mogami behind the Amagi. There's the Mogami right there. I decided to put a few shots into the Mogami. Why the hell not? I'm kind of running away at this time. That channel is just, I don't want to have anything to do with it. There's an Amagi there, and a Mogami. And I do get the nice citadel hit on the Mogami as well, so that wasn't too bad. I tend to get these Citadels hits, I find, on the rear two cannons. I don't know what it is about those guys, but they're always getting Citadel hits, and it's really nice. The torpedoes did kind of work. You can see that Mogami there, he's questioning things, but then they run out and disappear in front of him. But for the most part, they weren't able to advance in that channel, and that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted, just to keep them away from me. But then, kind of looking back on the east, you can see, yeah, there's some ships. We can see Tald here as well. The other Tirpitz driver, I forget his name. It starts with an R, but he's also here and doing a lot with this as well. He unfortunately does pass away, but whatever. So we're lining up now in these guys. I think they had a Tirpitz, there was Mogami, and New Orleans, I think, is what's over here. So we gotta kind of play it safe. The Mogami obviously is a huge threat. New Orleans is a really big threat as well. Those ships are really good. Excellent job by the team there. Took out the destroyer. It's always worth a mention. But yeah, excellent work over here as well by the team. Now, I don't have a Tirpitz yet, but I like that the Tirpitz is in the game. I like being able to play my cruiser with a fast battleship like this. Also, to the same effect with the battle cruiser. Now, the Tirpitz obviously is not a battle cruiser; it is a battleship, clearly. But it's fast, right? It'll go 30 knots, and it makes it really fun to play with when you're in these higher tier cruisers, or well, when you're in cruisers at all, because cruisers are generally really fast, and so that way the battleships can keep up with you, and they can provide support, and you can support them. It's really fun to do. It's not too often, actually, you get into a game with random people that you can do these sorts of things, but when it does happen, it's always great. So I am putting shots into the Tirpitz out there. I don't get any Citadel hits on the Tirpitz, but I do get a number of great hits into a superstructure and do really good damage. Not on that salvo there, but coming up. And I was really surprised. I didn't expect to hit any Citadels on the Tirpitz, which actually I wanted to mention. I mean, a lot of people on the forums are always going off about how Tirpitz Citadels are so hard to hit, and it's not fair and all this stuff. Just get over it. I mean, it's a characteristic of the battleship itself. They clearly said that the Citadel, is hard to hit. I mean, and they would be wargaming. And if you even look at the ship, you can tell just the superstructure, the way that things are, really armored up and really hidden in there. Like, you have to look hard to see the Citadel on the, one of the Citadels anyway, and that would be like the command bridge on the actual Tirpitz, and that's a good thing. It makes gives the ship a really defining quality and characteristic. So I don't see why people are so surprised and so upset and outraged over this. I mean, we knew it was coming, and here it is, and I think it's fine. It doesn't mean you can't do damage to them. Look, I mean, this shot here, well, maybe not that one. That one was kind of terrible. But some of the shots I put into him are pretty great. Now, the New Orleans comes around, and he was low on health, and I figured that I could get him without issue. But here you can see some of the difficulties and how crappy I have been playing my Mogami over the past few days. Like, I just can't hit this guy. Every salvo I put into him is a miss. I might get one or two hits, but nothing spectacular there at all. And I don't know what what I'm doing, what I've changed. I guess I just have to work harder at it, I suppose. Actually, theory here on that is I'm really close to my Ubuki. I'm about 20,000 away from the Ubuki, and maybe halfway there in terms of credits. So fairly close to buying it, and I think the Mogami knows this and is just lashing out at me right now because he wants, she wants some sort of revenge for me not playing her. But anyway, I don't know. Notice there that I chose carefully between the targets I was going to fire torpedoes at. I could have shot at the New Orleans, but he's coming around, and I figured my allies would get him before my torpedoes got there, and in fact they did. That Tirpitz that I was talking about a while ago, he just killed him. So I fired at the Tirpitz that's coming around the other way, and that turned out to be the right move to make. Because my torpedoes would never got there before before the New Orleans went down. And now the Tirpitz is just sailing right into my torpedo, so awesome. No big deal at all. And here, I mean, here you can see I'm getting good damage on those shots that I'm taking. Really surprising that I didn't get the kill there, right? I thought so as too, a little disappointed, but whatever. I don't know who got it. It might have been Tald again for his second kill. And, you know, he had a great game as well, so whatever. He's gone. I'm going to shoot this Oba now. The Oba's right in front of me. Why the hell not? So we're lining up on this guy. But I do need to be kind of aware of things that are going on around me. Right, because there's, like, clearly the Oba is shooting at someone, and then blam. Tald again gets that guy. That was another really nice shot, and I think that makes his third kill, if I'm not mistaken. So excellent. Now we don't even have to worry about the Oba. It was just, I don't know who we left behind back there. Maybe it was a Mogami or something for the enemy on the east side, but not even concerned with him anymore. Now it's just all about finishing up here. We more or less have this. I know it's fairly even, but we're playing a really, it seems as though we've adopted a fairly aggressive posture, and these people aren't going to be able to do anything about it. There's my first kill. Wasn't too bad. I just finished off, I think it was a cruiser maybe. Just finished him off, but still, nice kill for the game. And then there's this Mogami over here, so I'm firing into him, but fairly hard to hit because he's coming straight on at me. And if he were to move, you know, he's going to miss the shots. And I don't know if maybe he's grounded at this point, because I did give him a bit of a lead there, but couldn't do it. Anyway, Tald there gets, is it Tald or Tate? I don't know what his name is. the Tirpitz that starts with a T player, that guy. I think that was his fourth kill that he got, so that was really awesome as well. Nice shot on the Mogami. What was that guy? Oh, that was the Amagi. Yes, that's right. He shows his ugly head once again. The Amagi really is a nice ship. I do enjoy it as a battle cruiser, I guess, in the game. But I really do enjoy it. And this guy, you can see he's fully upgraded, and he does know how to play an and Amagi, my god. He does know how to play one, because that first salvo he launched into me was pretty great. It did take me down to about half health, but you know, now he's reloading, so we're just going to be laying into this guy. I'm circling around. We get some nice shots here onto the Amagi, and as well you can see a nice torpedo run there, support from the carrier. So the Amagi is all but dead at this point. It's just a matter of finishing him off, and who's going to get the kill, really. We can see the two Tirpitz here that I'm talking about. I'm just about to pass behind Tald. There he is right there. So this is the guy that I'm talking about. He's doing really well in this game. Continues to do really well, and it was, you know, moving around, supporting this guy, and because he's in a fast battleship like a Tirpitz, you know, we're able to keep within supporting distance of each other and really play off each other. It was great. And then there's that other Tirpitz off to the port side as well. Believe his name starts with an R. I can't quite recall, but he had a good game as well. See, he just got that kill. I think that was his second kill. Unfortunately, though, there are going to be some torpedo bombers coming in. That's right. But, you know, no big deal, I suppose. Doesn't really affect, or didn't really affect me. Another bit of a drink. Don't want to be mean to that guy. It's just, he recognized what he had done wrong. Like, he pulled away from us. He knew we were here and going this direction. And there, the torpedo bomb is there. So I do see them. I do target them with my AA, but I'm just out of range. And the Mogami doesn't really have that offensive AA power that you would see in an American cruiser. So I'm trying to turn and give him whatever support I can possibly give him. But it's just not enough. Yeah, those torpedo bombers are gone. But you'll see once. I mean, he recognized what he did, and he actually types in fault. I think he said my bad or my. He types in chat, sorry, my bad or my fault or something to that effect. Now here comes some more torpedo bombers, but I'm not concerned at all about these guys. I mean, I'm here. Tald's right next to me in the Tirpitz. Even though the Tirpitz doesn't have great AA, neither does my Mogami. So together we have decent AA. But I need to be aware of that Aoba over there behind the island. Yeah, gotta keep him in mind as well. We are shooting down the planes. You can even see my fighter in there, getting in on the action, shooting down planes. Pretty awesome. Torpedo bombers still do get one torpedo out at me, but I managed to avoid it, and I'm pretty sure Tal did as well. I don't have time to look back and check on him, because again, the Aoba is right there. So we need to line up in this guy 4 torpedoes. At the very least, it's going to make him turn, and maybe he can't launch his torpedoes, and I can gun him down, right? So that's the plan there. And he is within the torpedo range, so I could still get him. You never know. Bit of foreshadowing, maybe. So I got my guns trained in that direction. I know he's going to pop up at any time, and I need to make sure that I'm ready for when he does, because I want to get that opening salvo. Hopefully it'll be a broadside, right? And then I start thinking, well, maybe he turned around. Nope, he didn't turn around. He did fire his torpedoes over this way. At least I know now, right? So I just cut the throttle and I just turn away from the torpedoes, and I managed to dodge them. I don't think I could have turned into those ones. I think it would have gotten me, and it was best to turn away in that instance. But here come my torpedoes. The Oba has no idea what's going on. And I get him. That was great. So there's a second kill, devastating strike, not too bad at all. And again, I mean, at this point, we have it. And remember, I mean, I did call it earlier. Well, obviously, I knew it was going to happen, but I did say earlier, like, the points were fairly even, but we had such an aggressive posture that we were going to take it anyway. It was just going to happen. And here it is. I mean, they only have the aircraft carrier left. He did play a decent game. I mean, he did kill that Tirpitz. I'm sure he may have killed some other things, potentially. But all for naught, right? And yeah, obviously congratulating the team, because they really did a good job. We all did a great job. We did lose ships, but it doesn't matter. Just because those people are dead didn't mean they didn't contribute at all. They contributed in some way, sort of fashion. Somehow they were there, and if it wasn't for them, you know, wouldn't have been able to do it at all. Huh. I don't know, just got some crazy text. It's just a bunch of letters. It's from my sister. I think she's freaking out. We're just gonna put that over there. Continue along. But yeah, and it's really nice when you do get teams like this where you're able to work together and actually get a nice victory or pull one out. You know, we're really a whole lot of people on the team have done well, not just 2 or 3 individuals, and it wasn't just a complete nail biter. Not that nail biters aren't enjoyable; they are very enjoyable. But it's nice to, you know, have the confidence when you're playing with people you know are going to be there to support you, and it's random. These are random people. I have no idea who these people are. But it doesn't happen often, but when it does, you know, it's always great. So just about to finish capping out the points, and we'll take a look at the overall results here once they do. I kind of wanted to get some shots at the carrier, but you can see he's well outside my range. There was no chance of that even happening. But I do take some nice looks at him. I find the Japanese carriers just, I like to look at them more. Not that they look better, but you know, if you look at historical documents and whatnot, usually you can find a lot of pictures of American carriers, but you never see any pictures of a lot of the Japanese carriers, and it's because they were sunk, right? And then any information on them was like burnt after the war or something. The Japanese didn't want to get American hands on it or stuff like that, I guess. But always like to look at them. They just look so cool. Why not? And on a side note, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the German aircraft carriers. I bet those are going to look awesome as well. Battle over. We did win. It was great. And because I had such crappy games in my Mogami these past few days, this was just all the better. Yeah, that was a ranked battle I played earlier, and I lost. It was terrible. But 240,000 credits wasn't too bad. 3,700 experience. I did get the devastating strike on that Aoba. That was great because of the torpedoes. I was 3rd overall. Taud was 1st, and that other Tirpitz driver, his name starts with an R, I think, he ended up 2nd overall in the team. So that was really great. It was the 3 of us over there on that east side holding people back, and then pushing into the center and killing everyone. It was great. Overall damage, I think it was about 82,000. So not too great. Could have been better than the Mogami. And I think I ended up walking away with, 181,000 credits. So not too bad at all. So that's today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around, watching it. And, be sure to leave a comment, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And, of course, enjoy the rest of your day.